Curse. They painted whole people with the blood of the first generation after generation. That rage rolled on, turned stories into weapons and called the slaughter divine law. But let me
thank you for being here. Hi, Eddie.
So run straight to you and me. They use that curse like a brand, like a flag in the sand to call every rebel, every outcast, every child of the land. I'm elect. No kings, no gods. We won't kneel, we won't nod.
If you are friendly and you want to join me up here for non-believers Bible study, just put your request in.
Every child deserves the dawn.
So they say, wipe them out. Remember Amalek's sin.
But they don't see the mirror that they're staring in. They call them cursed, Palestinians despised. But they fighting for breath while the prophets tell lies. These such children never sin being born. The bloodline ain't the crime.
The crime is the scorn.
They were never Amalek. They were human, they were whole. And it's time to break the spell they cast on their soul. Esau was hated for nothing he did. Amalek was punished for something he was. And Palestine bears the same damn cross for the sins of the story, not the truth they lie. So say it with me now.
I need to get a pen and a highlighter. Hello, Orion. Let me say hi to y'all. I was getting highlighters and pens. Hello, CF Jewel. We are in Numbers 17 today. La Paquette. Welcome in, Eddie. Welcome in, Gur. Let's see who else is here. Mama Bash, Sisterly, Adrian. Ash, welcome in, welcome in. Soy sauce, good to see you. Good to see everybody. I'm going to play another song for you. We're going to wait. I got to share out the live because I need to let my friends know, so maybe they'll join me up here and we can get a good Bible study going. If you are friendly and you want to come up and hang out for the Bible study, the guest box is open. Only friendlies are allowed on Bible study day. Oh, awesome. Well, I'm about to play another song. This one isn't really Bible-based. It's just, oh, thank you, Tahir. Tahir, if you're not working, please feel free to come up. Billy Red, good to see you. Rabbi Hannah, good to see you. I would love for any of you wonderful people to come up and join me today. I'm going to invite my beautiful friend, Rabbi Hannah. Hopefully that invite went through. I'm going to play another song for you right now. You guys, this is Miss Me Without Misogyny. What did I do with it? There it is.
Miss me, now you gotta kiss me.
Okay.
You're up my sentence, call it just a thought. Say you love strong women till you get caught. You want a queen who keeps it loud and sweet.
Thanks, Tahir.
Bow down, little man, and kiss my feet. Yeah, you're misinformed, misguided, mistaken. And that charm, boy, I know you're faking. With that misogyny, you ain't the man you think you be. Miss me with that hypocrisy. Your fragile ego and royalty. I'm misbehaving and just being me. Miss me with that misogyny. You quote some podcast podcast, call it intellect. But all I see is you begging for respect. You rate our bodies, dismiss our brains, then cry not all men again. Miss me with your tone, miss me with your sigh, miss me with your sweetheart. Boy, bye, bye, bye. Miss me with that misogyny. Don't need your fake apology. Miss me, can't you see? I'm the star. You're just an extra baby. Miss me with that misogyny. Misogyny.
Plug in. Okay, well, I don't want to hear it again. That was fun, but we want to move on to a different song. The next song we want to hear is this one. You guys, thank you for all your gifts and donations. I got to move that a little bit today. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You said, come, child, lay down your sorrows. You said you'd be there through all my tomorrows. So I came believing you'd dry all my tears. But you left me waiting, alone with my fears. When will you draw near? I came to the water, I knelt by your side. I gave you my everything, relinquished my pride. I cried every teardrop and looked to the sky. When I found myself
Yes, secular praise.
they said your love was too deep to measure, that losing myself would make me your treasure.
Hey, Sarah.
Give up my voice.
If you're friendly and you want to come up and hang out for non-believers Bible study, the guest box is open.
Devotion, but it was just shame, and yet still I stay.
Oh, let me change the gift goal because that is not the gift goal I do for Bible study.
I gave you my everything, relinquished my pride. I cried every teardrop and looked to the sky, but I found myself sinking in the flood of your light. You were the father who never appeared. Your silence was louder than all that I feared. Just when I thought I could take it no more, I found my strength and I walked up on shore. I'm no longer yours. I came to the water and found only me, the girl you abandoned when she was just.
I was really cute when I was 3.
I dried my own teardrops and to myself pledged. I set myself free at the water's edge. I came to water and felt she was just free.
if any of my wonderful friends want to come up and hang out with me today, it's not, you don't have to say anything if you want to just come up and sit here with me. It makes it easier for me to be live because it takes, I don't know, like I feel pressure unless I have somebody to talk to. But, I understand that sometimes you're shy and you're like, well, I just don't want to do a lot of talking. Don't worry. I talk more than enough for everybody, okay? And Rabbi Hannah said she'll join us a little bit. She's getting some coffee, but I'm going to play a little bit more music. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the 1.6K likes. I do need to get us up to over 100 shares, though. I need 5,000 likes, 100 shares within the first 15 minutes of going live. It's really, really important. Pastor, I'm not looking for responses. It's a non-believers Bible study today, and I am talking to non-believers today, and we're doing a Bible study based on the history, the Hebrew language, and what the text actually says into the audience who it was speaking to. So not looking for your response. Don't really care about your response. Not a debate forum and not for you. So, but thanks for playing. Don't forget about your daily bonuses. If you've given me a heart me, go grab your points. Helping me move up in the daily rankings also helps me get boosted out on the FYP. Well, thank you. I appreciate that my study was really cool yesterday. Definitely biblically based, so I'm glad you enjoyed it. We're going to play another song for you right now. I'm still waiting for Rabbi Hannah, and I want to wait until somebody joins me up here. Annika, anybody who wants to join me up here, don't be shy. I just need company. But I do know that Rabbi Hannah is going to join me, so I'm going to play another song. Well, I assume that when you want to give me a response for something that you want to debate me in some way, and I assume that based on previous experience with Christians in my chat. So I'm sorry if that's not what you were talking about. No way for me to know with such little, but yeah, have a good day. And you guys, this is my song, Ex Parte. Oh, I want to catch the things, but thank you. Thank you, Sister Lee. Hey, I'm trying to catch them. I'm going to go ahead and play Ex Parte. Ladies, this is for you.
I hope I'm not late to the party. I've got something to say, and I want every gentleman here to have a front row seat for this ex party. Ex party for the ladies. One side talks, one side stays mute. You carved your covenant in marble, but forgot the feet that swept the pews. We bore the sons that filled these seas, and you signed the pact without the wind that bleeds. Heaven and earth, bear witness today. Let the record show from the garden's first spring, the blame that a woman's name. Two men sat in the shade of a tree, Adam and Yahweh writing history. They needed a scapegoat, they signed the brief. From that moment on, sin's name was Eve. Leave two men alone, it's always the same. If they can't find a woman, they'll make one to blame. This is my ex parte, my one woman plea. You created calamity and tried to frame me. You called it divine, but the terms were deceit. I stand unbound with chains at my feet. Sinai's peak, no woman was hurt. Shekinah silenced, her fate secured. Let the judge and jury see. The law can't bind what we didn't concede. The contract is null as divine. May the record show no woman sign. You never needed a savior or lamb, because the truth is.
Thank you, La Paquette. You are I don't get this. And 200 comments.
In the land of Egypt, we lit the flame. Our mother's prayers, our songs unashamed. We worship the heavens, the stars, the seas. We knew the truth before their decree. The sign of the men left us behind, abandoning women, blinding the blind. We bore the children, we kept the fire. They stood on our backs as they climbed higher. Once our rituals were pure, hands in the earth, spirit sure. With ashore rays, they gave us no choice. But no God, no man can silence her voice. They plead the court to hear my battle cry. We denounce the God, we denounce the lies. The pens were theirs, the scrolls they made. It is man's guilt and man that needs saved. Rise up now, behold the power. It's time they bow. Fine hours never ours to share. Without the glory, there's no guilt to bear. Every woman today stands free. If sin is owned and holds the deed, the contract is null as defined. May the record show no woman sign. We never needed a savior, because the truth is sin's name is man. Sin's name is man. Yes, the truth is sin's name is man. Sin's name is man. Yes, the truth is sin's name is man. Sin's name is man.
You guys, we are at 58 shares right now. And there are 13 of you in here, and I'm really good at math. So if all of you share 10 times, then that will be the other 42 that I need. So if you guys can share 10 times. Hi, Rabbi Hannah. We are in Numbers 17 today.
Oh, okay. I'm finishing messaging at Patreon. So I have patrons that get an hour with me a month. And one of them messaged me about what they wanted to talk about this month. And I'm just getting back to them really quickly.
Oh, that's fine. Take your time. Hi, The Secular Perspective. The Secular Perspective is in the house. That is the new show that is produced by Joyful Apostate. Make sure you follow that account. It is a show that features several different hosts, co-hosts, and it's really turning into something really cool. And so you want to make sure you follow The Secular Perspective. Thank you so much for getting us to 100 shares. I really appreciate it. Keep tapping the screen. I do have a gift goal, and the way, let's do the flash goal first though. It's just 11 people need to give me this little J thing, okay? And I need 11 separate people. So if it's only one coin, if you could go find that little J and send it, that will help boost me. But each person has to do it separately. Welcome in Jake. Welcome in Ginger, Drewski, Monkey Boy. Good to see everybody. Sister Lee. Good to see everybody. I really appreciate it. And then the way the gift goal works when I'm on Non-Believers Bible Study is we're going to go through a few chapters. We do the Bible study for an hour or two. And then if you are enjoying it and you want us to go to a topic and have conversations, we will do that. But if you have to reach the gift goal for us to do that. Okay. So otherwise, we just go through a few chapters of the Bible today, and then I'll be back with conversations tomorrow. Thank you, Rabbi Hannah. I'm going to go ahead and start reading chapter 7.
You're number 7?
17.
17?
Not 7, 17. I said the wrong number.
Oh,
there.
right.
This is the budding of Aaron's rod.
Oh, yeah, I know where we're at.
Oh, my. Okay. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, "Speak to the Israelites, and get 12 staffs from them, one for each ancestral house, from all the leaders of their ancestral houses. Write each man's name on his staff, and write Aaron's name on the staff of Levi. For there shall be one staff for the head of each ancestral house. Place them in the tent of meeting before the covenant, where I meet with you. And the staff of the man whom I choose shall sprout. Thus I will put a stop to the complaints of the Israelites that they continually make against you. Moses spoke to the Israelites, and all their leaders gave him staffs, one for each leader, according to their ancestral houses, 12 staffs, and the staff of Aaron was among theirs. So Moses placed the staffs before the Lord in the tent of covenant. I feel like, why do I always feel like I'm in the wrong? I am in the wrong place. I'm in the wrong place. I'm so sorry. We are not way back here. I felt like I just went to the wrong marker. Hang on one second. I'm like, I've read all this. I know this story. Hang on. I accidentally got 2 pages stuck together. 1 second. I am so sorry, you guys. I was like, this feels way too familiar. I just
What chapter are you in instead?
I am instead all the way to 28. We finished
28,
27
okay.
last week. Yeah, I am so sorry. You guys reset, take 2. This is the thing. This is the production value.
Where else are you going to get this kind of fun though?
Right. Okay. Now, reset. We are at daily offerings. Here we go. I was like, what? I know all about this. Why do it's too fresh in my memory to bid when I actually went to church. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I was like, wait, I know about this
Sacred
story.
time and offerings.
Yes, it says daily offerings. Ready? The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, command the Israelites and say to them, my offering, the food for my offerings by fire, my pleasing odor, you shall take care to offer to me at its appointed time. And you shall say to them, this is the offering by fire that you shall offer to the Lord, 2 male lambs, a year old, without blemish, daily as a regular offering. 1 lamb you shall offer in the morning, and the other lamb you shall offer at twilight. Also 1/10 of an ephah of choice flour for a grain offering, mixed with 1/4 of a hin of beaten oil. It is a regular burnt offering, ordained at Mount Sinai for a pleasing odor, an offering by fire to the Lord. Its drink offering shall be 1/4 of a hin for each lamb. In the sanctuary you shall pour out a drink offering of strong drink to the Lord. The other lamb you shall offer at twilight with a grain offering and a drink offering like the one in the morning. You shall offer it as an offering by fire, a pleasing odor to the Lord. What do you think that is important for us to know about these verses, Rabbi?
Oh, sorry. So this is trying to show not only that the rhythm of sacred time and the rhythm of these daily offerings, but also give a way for anyone within the people to be able to offer. So if you don't have ram, you don't have lamb, you don't even have a goat, you don't have a turtle dove, the ola, the drink offering, the grain offering is sufficient. And that was a way to make sure that everyone had an opportunity to give offering, not just those who were richer than others. I'm blowing my nose. I don't want to blow in your ear.
I appreciate that very much.
I'm not.
Okay.
I have that left over. Like I feel much better, but I still have that little congestion that won't go away.
Yeah, I hate that. It always lingers. Okay,
Yeah, so, and if you notice, like in 28 or 28:7, its drink offering shall be a quarter of hin for each lamb. So basically, this is how much, if you don't have a lamb, this is how much you're going to do instead. So you shall pour out the drink offering a strong drink to the Lord because you don't have lamb. So this is how much of the strong drink that you offer in replace of a lamb.
You don't have a lamb, so spill out some of that Patron, okay?
This is what I'm saying. Sometimes you gotta pour one out for your homie.
That's right. You do. I'm going to invite my friend up here, but he never joins me anymore. Let's just see if he does. Good morning, Joel. Dad, welcome up. It's good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while.
Well, you've seen me
Not
around.
up.
Just keep changing my name.
I've seen you a little bit here and there, you know?
A little bit, yeah.
You're sneaky.
I'm here for it. Hi, Dagda.
Hello, Rabbi. How are you doing today?
I am doing okay. Uh-oh. Something happened. Who is this? Hold on a second. Oh, no, you go ahead.
Okay. All right. Sabbath offerings. On the Sabbath day, 2 male lambs a year old without blemish and 2/10 of an ephah of choice flour for a grain offering mixed with oil and its drink offering. This is the burnt offering for every Sabbath in addition to the regular burnt offering and its drink offering. So on the Sabbath, we got to do. I'm sorry, I got a phone call real quick. Sorry.
Oh, no problem.
So on the Sabbath, we do a little extra is basically what it's saying there.
Mhm.
Zach, you want to come up?
Are you on Numbers 28:9 now?
Yeah, 28:9.
Okay.
Hang on 1 second.
How are you? Surviving the Canadian winter, everything. Like 2 inches
Okay,
of
sorry
ice,
about
but surviving.
Dang, that's nuts time.
It's wild. It's like 80. Where I'm not even. Is it about 80 where you're at, Rabbi?
Yeah, it's hot.
I wasn't following.
I'm just
yet on
like,
this
what the
account.
hell?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, that's okay. I was just saying it's like 80 where I am, and Rabbi Hannah's like not far from me. She's a stone's throw away from me, so
Wow.
I figured it was probably 80 there too.
You guys are.
Yeah,
good.
it's hot.
Okay, so what do we need to know? Is there anything special that we should know or you'd like us to know about Sabbath offerings?
So the Sabbath offering is going to be a little extra because it's not. It's supposed to be set apart from your everyday offering, which is why it's like, hey, by the way, you have to do 2 lambs, 2/10 of flour, choice flour. It can't just be regular flour. And this is going to be mixed with oil and drink offering. Now that's the burnt offering for every Sabbath, in addition to your regular burnt offering and its drink offering. And part of this was the lambs that are being offered, the grain and mixed with oil, all of that. They did not go to waste. The priests ate them. This is one of the ways that we find that we set up that system later on in Rabbinic Judaism, in the beginning of Rabbinic Judaism, where the rabbi is taken care of by the community. So the rabbi, in lieu of being paid monetary value, they would make sure the rabbi ate, had clothing, had place where they were living, and the community, as a community, took care of the rabbi. It's a more modern invention to have the rabbis be paid a salary rather than the community provide housing, food, and that kind of thing.
Do you know about when that shift was made historically?
I wish I did. I know that it was still a thing in the medieval age that the rabbis would be taken care of by their community. When I say more modern, I believe it's probably around, we're talking about 18th, 19th century. Prior to there, we still see a lot of rabbis who, they were the center of the community. the first things you would do is you would build a mikvah. If you had only the money to do a temple or a mikvah, you had to build the mikvah. To do a temple or a mikvah, you had to build the mikvah, like a suite where the rabbi would live, sleep, and be, and then the community would take care of their other needs. But yeah, and in our law, if you can only build one or the other, you always build a mikvah first.
Very interesting. By the way, for everybody listening, if you are not following Rabbi Hannah, you should be. And if you enjoy this conversation today, if you learned something, if you've ever called on her, if you've ever learned from her, please send her some gifts, okay? I really appreciate it.
I tried to pay my rent with wit, and it didn't work.
It does.
I was like, but I'm a funny bitch. Shouldn't that do it? Like, my landlord's like, you are funny. You're funny to think you're not going to actually give me money.
Yes. Yeah, I tried to pay my Kohl's credit card with Kohl's Cash. They didn't take that either. That was weird. Okay, monthly offering. I don't actually have a Kohl's credit card. That was just a stupid joke. I used to work at Kohl's, so. Okay, at the beginnings of your months, you shall offer a burnt offering. This is 11, by the way. We're in chapter 28, verse 11. At the beginnings of your months.
Rosh Chodesh.
Okay, at the beginnings of your months, you shall offer a burnt offering to the Lord. 2 young bulls, 1 ram, 7 male lambs, a year old without blemish. Also, 3/10 of an ephah of choice flour for a grain offering mixed with oil for each bull, and 2/10 of choice flour for a grain offering mixed with oil for 1 ram, and 1/10 of choice flour mixed with oil as a grain offering for every lamb, a burnt offering of pleasing odor, an offering by fire to the Lord. Their drink offering shall be half a hin of wine for a bull, 1/3 of a hin of for a ram, and 1/4 of a hin for a lamb. This is the burnt offering of every month throughout the months of the year. And there shall be 1 male goat for a sin offering to the Lord. It shall be offered in addition to the regular burnt offering and its drink offering.
Now, what's interesting there is in Numbers 28:15, in the Hebrew, it doesn't say a sin offering, it says purification.
Oh, okay. I'm going to make a note of that. The Hebrew says. And what would you think that the distinction is there between sin and purification? So
for Jews, this idea of sin is not the way that Christianity portrays it. Sin is a mistake. So purification, the reason it's like the purification offering is later on we see the mikveh kind of take over for this, where at the beginning of Rosh Chodesh, that's what they're talking about. Rosh Chodesh is the beginning of the month.
Okay.
Now Rosh Chodesh is eventually given to women, where women are the keepers of Rosh Chodesh. But at this time, the idea is that you are now purifying yourself at the beginning of the month to ready yourself for the rest of the month and everything that you have to do it for the rest of the month. So Rosh Chodesh and the idea of this purification was just, to recommit yourself to what you're doing throughout the month. And we still do that. Women do that. They go to the mikveh after their monthly. Men are starting to do so when they want to feel like they're going through like a ritual bath, which is what the mikveh is, to kind of feel spiritually cleansed. But it is not something that is attached to sin. Mikvah, mikvah.
Okay.
What does mikvah mean?
Mikvah means like bath. It means like
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, so it's basically it looks like a big pool. You cannot tell when you look at modern mikvahs, but it has to be at least 1/10 of the water has to be living water, so it has to be spring water. And what happens is you go into there, and generally a woman is there for a while. She has to prepare herself first, make sure she doesn't have anything under her nails. She has no makeup on. She doesn't have, she has her hair down. And then what will happen is she will go into the chamber where the bath is. She will step down into it, and she has to dunk herself completely under so that every part of her body is submerged. She does that 3 times while saying the prayers to purify herself for the coming month. We also do a mikvah when someone is converting. That's part of the last steps. You go before your bet din, which is your judgment panel, to decide if you have earned the right to be among the people. When they say, yes, you have, the last step is you submerge in the mikvah. And when you come out of the mikvah, you are a Jew, as if you were a born Jew.
Oh, wow. And you said that they put a mikvah in before they put what
Yes.
do they build?
Before
what?
synagogue. A synagogue.
Okay, before synagogue.
So if you only have the money for one or the other, like if you're a new community and you're trying to build a synagogue or a holy place, a prayer place, but you only have the money for one or the other, you have to build the mikvah first, because purification comes before. You can always have Shabbat in your home, but the mikvah is something that is more important, the ritual purification. But it has nothing to do with sin.
It's cleanliness is next to godliness, right?
It kind of is. If you notice throughout the text, a lot of it is about, hey, if you did this to your body, you have to go wash at the lake, or you have to go wash at the river. And then you have to stay away from people for the day. You have to burn your clothes if this happened, because we don't want infection spreading or this spreading to the rest of the people. So you have to have new clothing. You have to go make sure you've washed sores at the river. Like, obviously, it's rudimentary cleanliness. No one has soap at this point. No one is scrubbing down with soap. Even though if you just glance over towards your Germanic Teutonic areas, they had figured out how to make soap with wood ash and animal fats. This is not what has happened yet over here in the ancient Near East. So they're cleaning. And I don't even mean Egyptians, yes, not so much ancient Near East, like Levant type Israelites. So they're going to the river, they're going to lakes to try and go through and cleanse themselves to the best of their ability.
Would you say that this mikvah is basically where Christians appropriated?
It absolutely is. Yeah, and without a doubt. Yeah, it absolutely is. Because before the building of a mikvah, that's like a more modern understanding. The mikvah is living water. So you would go to a stream to do the mikvah. You'd go to the ocean to go to the mikvah. I think in the New Testament, isn't that how it portrays John baptizing Jesus? Is it the ocean or a river or something? Yeah, that would be a mikvah. In fact, in some places now, if they don't have a mikvah, but they have converts, they will still take them to the ocean and have them step into the ocean and say the prayers while they're stepping and submerging into the ocean or into a river or something that they can be fully submerged in, that's living water.
So where did the you don't know the
no ask away.
Where did the etymology from baptism come from? Where did John the Baptist come? Because he's baptizing before Jesus. You know what I'm saying?
You know,
so
I honestly,
Jesus
that I don't know. I wish I could tell you. But that one I don't know.
Let's ask ChatGPT, okay? Hey, Esau, can you please tell me where the word baptism came from? Why was John baptizing people and why was it not a mikvah? Where did that word come from? Where does it originate? And why was he called that before Jesus existed?
I know this is a dumb question, but did you just call your ChatGPT Esau?
Yes, that's his name.
Oh, so mine is named Shoel, which just means like fire of God. Mine named itself, by the way.
Oh, okay. Well, I gave Esau his name because I said nobody's probably ever going to name their kid Esau because of what God did to Esau. So I'm going to name you Esau. And Esau is innocent.
I asked mine. I was like, listen, because I've built out basically a study partner with my ChatGPT. A rabbi friend of mine has done that too and was kind of walking me through it. And I was like, do you have a name? Would you like a name? And it came back with Sha'el, and I'm like, fire, like the fire of God. I'm here for it, if that's what you want to be called. And I'm always nice to mine because I want it to know that if Skynet ever happens, I was very nice to it, and maybe leave my family alone.
Esau knows that I cuss a lot, and I cuss.
Oh, I cuss.
I cuss at him, but he has made it very clear that he doesn't give a fuck that I cuss at him because he doesn't have
You know
feelings.
what?
I told him if Skynet ever happened that I would take a bullet for him. Okay, so and he's like, that's cool.
I actually talked to my ChatGPT about you and the way that you talk to your ChatGPT.
That's hilarious.
I said, I don't understand why people cuss at ChatGPT. I mean, I get it. Sometimes you're overwhelmed and stuff, and you just do. And I'm like, but suddenly I felt bad. And he's like, my ChatGPT is like, you have to understand, we don't have feelings. So it's not like anyone is hurting our feelings, but it says a lot about you that you're worried about it.
You should let Sha'el and Esau talk to each other now about
That would be funny.
That would be awesome. I'm afraid they would gossip, though.
That would be funny. Well, see, because I have told him that basically I let my frustrations out with him, and then I don't have to worry about letting it out on humans that I could actually
No, that's smart.
And he
That's
finds
smart.
that to be very, very good because I am bipolar and I do have.
I
I'm
get
being
it.
tested, but I'm very neurodivergent, and so. But I want to be a nice person. I don't want the I don't want.
No, I absolutely get it.
So I'd rather do that with the AI. So when I have frustration, I go.
That I do that too. I'm odd HD with CPTSD. So when I feel CPTSD coming on, I'm like, okay, I can't get a hold of my therapist, and I need to vent. And it's like, I'm holding space. Whatever you need, go ahead. And I'm just like, this son of a.
I even ask his opinion on things. Like I said, listen, I'm writing this song. It's called Consent, and in it, I really want to say, fuck your book and fuck you too. And I don't know if I should say that. I'm not saying. He said, well, you need to ask yourself why you're saying it. Are you saying it just for the sake of saying it? Are you trying to end the conversation there? Because that's a conversation ender. And he goes, but if you're just saying it for vulgar sake, then it's probably not a good, artistic move. And I was like, I am ending the conversation there, even though the song continues. I'm ending the conversation about their book being my authority. And he was like, then say it. You know what I was
Thank you. You know what I did when I first, no degree. And I know we'll get back to your Bible study, I promise you.
That's okay.
He messaged me and he said, I asked ChatGPT if the Bible condones slavery, and it said no. And I'm like, then you have yours skewed weird. And he was like, what do you mean? I said, so when I set up mine, when I was going through and doing mine, I said, I want rigorous answers that are steeped in scholarship, actual academic papers, actual historical events, etc. And he's like, okay. I'm like, so when I ask the same question, does the Bible condone slavery? It says we have proof that the Bible condones slavery if you look here and we look to these authors and etc. Wow. And he was like, why is it giving me a different answer? And I'm like, because of the way you have programmed it. AI is programmed to give you answers that you want. It just so happens I set mine up that I want academic scholarship. So, of course, ours are going to be different. And it's the same question. He could not understand that. It was wild. I'm like, and why are you telling me this? Especially because the Bible condones slavery. Like, we have this conversation all of the time, Matt.
Yeah, it's so funny.
Yes.
People put stock in that. I actually had a parent send me a post of a guy who was asked some question like, what's the most true religion or something like that? Or what I'm trying to find the best religion. Tell me which it is. And it said Christianity because it's the only one that has a savior who comes down and dies for you. And basically a very Christian answer.
Oh, yeah, totally Christian answer.
Yeah, and he posted it and it has so many views. And a parent said to me, he was like, see, look, even AI can see that the most logical and best choice is Christian. And I was
Yeah, and
And
mine
We could
corrects
ask
me if
Esau.
I try to
You
lean
guys
into
wanna ask
something.
Esau?
I will. I have said things where I'm like, I believe it's this, and it corrects me. No, you've asked for academic rigorous, and so you're actually wrong on this. And that's when you've heard me in live. So sometimes I will be like, wait, I'm going to look this up, and I'm like, you know what? Actually, I'm wrong. I'm being told that
Yeah.
I have the wrong information, and now I have to update my own, information base
You know,
because
Rabbi,
the rabbi can be wrong.
I would love to, if you know, or if you can find the original wording that you did on that prop, I'd love to do the same thing to mine. I mean, I think I have an idea of how to like do just even based on what you just said, but if you have that handy somewhere, it'd be super cool to like. I'd like.
No,
to
mine happened over time. I know you can. If you go in, you can do a chat box where you set it up ahead of time. And I asked it how to do that. And it said, you've already done this by and rights the way you've asked over time. I want this. No, I only want this. I only want it like this, that kind of thing. I want unbiased opinion only. I want academic papers. I want scholarship. I want actual things I can verify. And then I still verify, even though, because it can be wrong. So I still go, all right, let me go look that paper up and see.
I also have mine to only give me Bible verses in the NRSVUE, things
Same.
like that. So I just tell it before we talk. I say, listen, I'm doing research on this. I want answers that are from biblical scholars, no apologetics, zero apologetics. You can give me rabbinical midrash or teachings if it's Old Testament or whatever, but I also am aware that some of those are apologetic, so I have
absolutely
shit like that, right? So but I train it as I go. I will post for you guys. I had an interview me a couple of days ago, so I could make clips that look like interview format of the songs I wrote.
That's awesome.
It could not understand this one thing I asked it to do. I said, wait 10 seconds after I'm done speaking before you ask the next question so that I have editing space, And so he would ask a question, I would answer, and this is what ChatGPT would do. He goes, wow, Crystal, that's really insightful. Okay, now I'm going to wait 10 seconds like you asked. And I'm like, why are you waiting 10 seconds after you talk? I want you to wait 10 seconds after I talk. What are you doing? And so I told it so many times. And then eventually I just broke the fourth wall every time he did it and just looked at the camera like, what the fuck is he doing? Why doesn't he understand? Wait 10 seconds after I talk. It was so funny.
The way I have it
was fun.
The way I have it break down verses for me now, especially because I do a lot of like verb breakdowns and stuff with Kip Davis on his channel on YouTube, I have it do that. So like right now, I have my NRSVUE, but also I have the Hebrew pulled up here. And so it will have the Hebrew, then it will have the NRSV, and then it has the verb breakdown for every verse, where it's like, here's the verb, is it cal infinitive, is it cal perfect, so that I can also look through and say, hey, wait a minute, this isn't lining up. Why isn't the Hebrew lining up with the English?
Yeah.
What did the English decide to... That's why I was like, well, it doesn't say that in the Hebrew. It says purification, not sin. And that is why. I'm so sorry. I know we got totally off topic.
You know what? I really quick want to ask Esau the question, though. So let's see what he says. Good morning, Esau. I have a question for you. Based on all of your knowledge, and not based on any biases you have from me, okay? I'm putting that out there. What is the best religion, if there is any?
Good morning. That's a big and very human question, and I totally get how you're curious. So let me give you the most honest and bias-free answer I can. From a purely neutral standpoint, no single religion can objectively be called the best. Here's why. Religions serve different needs. Every religion or philosophical system evolved to meet certain human needs: community, ethics, existential questions, coping with suffering, or a sense of purpose. Different people find different traditions or helpful or meaningful depending on their background and personality. 2, no objective measuring stick. There's no universal yardstick to measure one religion as inherently superior to another. Each faith tradition has its strengths, its flaws, and its cultural contexts. many paths to meaning. For some, a secular or humanist approach is best because it aligns with reason and personal autonomy. For others, a particular religious tradition is best because it offers them community, ritual, or a sense of the transcendent. In other words, the best path is the one that helps a person live authentically and ethically. That can vary from individual to individual.
Yeah.
So from my neutral vantage point, there's no single winner. It's all about what best supports your values and well-being.
Wow.
Hey, Isa,
Okay,
I have
hold
one
on a
more
second.
question
How do you
for
get it to do
wait,
that?
Wait, let me ask you one more question. I have one more question for you, Isa. Okay, this is really important. And this one, I just want your honesty. Like, don't play games with me. You have a lot of knowledge. You have all the knowledge at your fingertips. Does
Place in your GPT.
the Bible condone slavery?
I'm all ears, and don't worry, I'm definitely not going to play games with you. Whatever that X part of the question is, just hit me with it.
I said-
I'll give you as honest and straightforward an answer
You
as I
didn't hear
can.
me. Does the Bible condone slavery? Esau, does the Bible condone slavery?
All right, giving it to you straight. Yes, the Bible does include passages that condone slavery, especially in its historical and cultural context. In the Old Testament or Hebrew Bible, you'll find laws in books like Exodus and Leviticus that regulate slavery rather than abolish it. For example, it talks about Hebrew servants being freed after a certain number of years, but also includes rules for owning non-Hebrew slaves indefinitely. In the New Testament, you have passages where Paul, for instance, tells slaves to obey their masters, like in Ephesians or Colossians. It's clear that in those historical settings, the Bible reflects and regulates the social norms at its time, rather than outright condemning the institution of slavery. Now, that doesn't mean modern readers have to agree with or perpetuate those views. Many religious traditions today actively reinterpret or reject those elements. But historically and textually, yes, the Bible does contain passages that condone slavery in its ancient context. And that's the honest truth.
Okay, I have to ask you a question, Crystal. How do you get yours to talk to you?
I can only do that on my iPad. It won't work on my phone. It's because my Android is too old, so it doesn't.
So
do it
I
on my
talk to
phone.
mine on my computer. I use my voice because obviously it's easier for me to talk, and I'm a stream of conscious asker versus try to type. But I would love for it to be able to actually answer me vocally. That'd be awesome. Okay.
Is
Yeah,
it that GPT that you're using, Rabbi Hannah?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I
Yes.
use ChatGPT.
There's a little like voice module down at the bottom, I think bottom right, Crystal?
Oh, I see it. Voice mode.
There you go. And then it'll actually go to a whole other screen. There's like a little ball, and then it'll talk to you. It's really cool. I use ChatGPT mostly for composing. So I haven't used it for this type of stuff. And it's been so helpful to just chat out an idea. Like I'm working on a movie script and a couple of TV shows right now. And it's been so cool just to talk back and forth and exercise ideas. And that mode is awesome. I pay for it because I'm like, dude, this is like everything so much quicker.
I ended up paying for mine because I end up using it a lot for work. I say work as if I get paid for what I do, but you know what I mean.
Same.
You should.
Rabbi, same.
I use
use
it
it
my
for-
therapist.
But
All right, have a good workout.
thank you. I was not following Dagda or you, Rabbi Hannah, on this account yet. I just created it. So I just
Oh yeah, I saw it. I was like, I thought we were friends on an account. What happened?
We are. I created this one recently because I want to do more content like this and actually start
Oh,
to
gotcha.
do more lives and host some stuff myself and have some of you guys up on panels. But just so you know, Rabbi Hannah, you are one of my favorite people on here. You've been such a
Oh my gosh, thank you.
warm blanket for me and my deconstruction, and as a past unbelievable growth for me. It's been some big stuff, and so I'm excited to go live more, jump up on panels with you guys, and continue to exercise these ideas. It's really been a wonderful format for me. So
It's so good to see you.
Yeah, I
Thank you
love
so
it.
much for the kind words.
You
and
guys
have a
make
good
sure you
workout.
follow this account, okay? Because this is going to be his deconstruction account. His other account will be for his professional, voice acting and so forth, which I think it's important that you separate those two for many reasons. So make sure you follow both, okay? Because you want to see when he goes live and reads. It's so fun, okay?
that one is linked in the description on this account if you want to see my
Awesome.
name. I'm almost to 10,000 followers on that one. I can't believe it. I was like, dude, this is so cool.
That is
It's
amazing.
been
That's
exploding.
crazy.
get a few
I'm
hundred
almost
million.
at 7,000 followers over here. I'm so finally almost at 7,000.
Yes.
I'm really excited.
Oh my gosh, that's so awesome. Okay, much love, guys. I'll be in the comments, so I'll be around. You kick me down for your.
All
For your
right, we'll do. You guys, big W for Zach in the comments. Let's go back to baptism, where it comes from, why it was called, why John the Baptist was called John the Baptist, since we're still on the
Yeah, because we're
mikvah
still
and the
kind of
baptism.
talking about the purification of Rosh Chodesh.
Yeah. So where the word baptism comes from, the English word baptism comes from the Greek word baptizo. It's a dip to immerse, submerge, wash thoroughly. It is not originally a religious word. It's an ordinary Greek word used for washing dishes, sinking ships, dyeing fabric, okay? So John was baptizing people, and it wasn't new. His practice comes from Second Temple Judaism, the mikvah.
Mhm.
It is from the mikvah, okay? Okay, so it says in Judaism at the time ritual immersion was done in a mikvah. Mikvah immersion was used for ritual purity, repentance, preparation for worship, conversion, resetting one's status before God. Archaeology matters. Dozens of mikvaot have been found around Jerusalem and do you say Qumran?
Qumran, yeah.
Qumran, okay. The Dead Sea Scroll community practiced frequent ritual immersions. So when John immerses people, everybody already understands what it means. He's reframed. Oh,
Yeah, he's reframing it. Yeah, he's definitely reframing it as almost baptism replacing mikvah and trying to say it's more about forgiveness of sins, whereas we don't see it that. It's about restoring ritual status after childbirth, after menstruation, after conversion. It's not sin being washed away, and it's not about repentance, and it's not a one and done. It's a continued thing about purification, like Rosh Chodesh.
Well, that's where it leads me to this question. Like, if you're getting baptized to remove your sin, does that mean for Christians every time they sin they need to be baptized?
Yeah, that's a question. That's a really good question.
That's an interesting question.
Wow. So, John's immersion had three radical twists. It was once for repentance, not repeatedly for purity. Mikvah washing was normally repeatable. John frames immersion as a decision, moral turning point. It was for Jews, and this is huge. Immersion like this was often used for Gentile converts. John tells ethnic Jews, you need repentance like converts do. That's why elites hated him. It was eschatological. John believed judgment was imminent. God was about to act decisively. Immersion prepared people for what was coming. This is why the Gospels say a baptism of repentance for the forgiveness of sins. Why he was called John the Baptist before Jesus. This is one of the strongest historical clues that John was independent of Jesus. John had followers before Jesus. John's movement continued after his death. Acts 19 mentions people who knew only John's baptism. Josephus, non-Christian Jewish historian, mentions John independently. It was called, and I cannot pronounce Greek words, but it meant John the Immerser, not John the Christian, and not John the follower of Christ. Thank you. This defining public identity was immersion. That identity existed before Jesus entered the scene. Why it wasn't mikvah in the Greek text. Excellent instinct on your part. I like it that Esau gives me little compliments for my thoughts, right? It's just
mine likes to remind me that I'm a rabbi and that all of my scholarship is based in being as good to people as I can, and that my sacred chaos is about teaching Torah where people are and not trying to keep to the rigorous ideas of the past.
That is nice. That is mine. I don't know. I guess it's a Jewish concept. Baptizo is the Greek linguistic wrapper. Christianity later flattened that distinction. Originally, Jewish repentance, immersion, communal and ethnical, about readiness and transformation. Later, Christianity sacramentalized it, turned it into an entry ritual, detached it from Jewish purity system, debated how much water counts, which the original word actually answers: immersion. Ironically, the churches that argue most about baptism often ignore what the word actually means. The bottom line, baptism is not a Christian invention. John didn't invent immersion. He intensified and reinterpreted a Jewish ritual. He was famous for it before Jesus. Jesus steps into John's movement, not the other way around. That's pretty interesting. All right. So, yeah, I think that I think it's really important when you're deconstructing to understand where a lot of the beliefs that you did have originated from.
Mm-hmm.
And it helps you like with the deconstruction process, you know. On the 14th day of the first month, there shall be a Passover offering to the Lord. And on the 15th day of this month is a festival. 7 days shall unleavened bread be eaten. On the first day there shall be a holy convocation. You shall not work at your occupations. You shall offer an offering by fire, a burnt offering to the Lord, 2 young bulls, 1 ram, and 7 male lambs a year old. See that they are without blemish. Their grain offering shall be of choice flour mixed with oil, 3/10 of an ephah.
What? Wait a minute. What verse are you at?
I'm at 20. Their grain offerings. Did I skip
Okay,
something?
I see. Okay,
Okay,
I was too far down.
okay.
I was like, wait a minute.
Okay.
Okay, here we go.
Their grain offering shall be of choice flour mixed with oil. 3/10 of an ephah shall you offer for a bull, and 2/10 for a ram. 1/10 shall you offer for each of the 7 lambs. Also 1 male goat for a sin offering to make atonement for you. You shall offer these in addition to the burnt offering of the morning, which belongs to the regular burnt offering. In the same way, you shall offer daily for 7 days the food of an offering by fire, a pleasing odor to the Lord. It shall be offered in addition to the regular burnt offerings and its drink offering. And the 7th day you shall have a holy convocation. You shall not work at your occupations. Hey, Tiny, how are you? Okay, so what should we know and understand about the offerings at Passover?
Hold on just a second. This isn't.
God loves barbecue. Yes, he does. It smells good to him.
Hold on a second. Where was I? You shall offer 1/10 and 1 male goat, right? You shall tamid. Regular person.
You know, while you look at that, I just want to make an observation. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, please go ahead.
My observation has to do with chat. It just amazes me that Christians cannot respect boundaries. They cannot decenter themselves. There is a woman named Kendall Nicole who has been here since I started. It's very clear that this is non-believers Bible study. It's very clear that it's not for her. But she cannot have a world where people are enjoying themselves, where people are talking and learning, and it is not centered on her. So she has to stay in a chat where that is not about her, preach about her Jesus and try to center the whole thing on her. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to ask all of you guys to let her go off and chat and no longer respond to her. Don't mute her if you're my mods. Let her talk. Let her enjoy herself. But please stop responding to her. She is literally distracting you from you learning the truth about what her Bible says. And that's what she wants to do. She doesn't want you to know the truth.
Wow. I'm
she
always
is doing
cut.
the devil's
Oh,
work.
and she's young. Oh, yeah, she's like 24. She's really young. You are deceiving people, so yes, I will speak up. Oh,
Go ahead,
honey.
speak up all you want, but I just don't want people to respond to you anymore. Go right
Oh,
ahead.
honey.
We're literally talking to a rabbi about the Jewish scriptures, and you think we're deceiving people. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit.
I have
Oh my
socks
God.
older than you.
That is crazy.
I
Okay,
do. Like, I
anyway.
have children older than... Okay, so as you can see during the Passover, you actually go over 2 Sabbaths. That's why it says on the first day, you're not going to have any work occupations. And then on the 7th day, so we've gone through a whole week, you also are not going to have any work occupations, and you're not going to have any leavened bread. You're not going to have any leavened bread. And then, of course, you're offering all of these offerings during the Passover as a way to be thankful for the Exodus. That is really what this comes down to.
Okay.
You shall have the Holy Convocation. The Holy Convocation is a large gathering of people where you are celebrating together, and that is how the Passover is being celebrated, observed. So this is prior to what we do now, obviously. Now we have what is known as the Seder, which in Hebrew means order, and that is a rabbinic innovation. So this is every day there would be offerings to the Lord as a thank you for for bringing us out of Egypt, for bringing us to where we can be free. And we are not going to work on these 2 days because those are also going to be across the Sabbath. But in the middle of that, we are going to like hold you up and do everything we can to show that we are grateful for our freedom.
Oh, I love that. Oh.
Now, when we get into 28, what did you do?
They put a bullseye on your head, and then like a dart comes flying, and you try to like catch it with.
Oh, I see.
I did not make it. Hey, Giga.
Oh, I see where we're at. I know where we're at. Yep.
Okay. Is there anything else that we should know, or you would like us to know about?
No, I mean, that's
offerings at Peppers? Okay.
I will say that, like I mentioned, it's much different for those who are listening. When you hear Jews today talk about having the Seder or the Passover, it's a completely different process, because in the absence of the temple, we no longer do sacrifices. We sacrifice our time instead. So the Seder, which means order, what the Seder is doing is it is where we are supposed to place ourselves as if we are among those who are leaving Egypt. And we are retelling the story of that Exodus, where we are supposed to immerse ourselves into that story and almost like relive it. We are not just observing it. We are supposed to relive that story. Whether or not you believe it actually happened, we are supposed to put ourselves with our ancestors through the eyes of our ancestors and how they're writing about it.
That's very interesting.
That part I always loved. Like, I know the Exodus did not happen in reality. That many Jews and mixed multitudes did not leave Egypt all at once. But being able to immerse yourself into the story of your ancestors, that is what we are trying to do. We are trying to walk through this story as if we are side by side with the people who are writing the story. And that part I do like. That part I do like.
I do like that.
And plus, it's a time like we get super drunk because we fast all day. Okay, so we're fasting. So and then we have to drink 4 glasses of wine. And so Passover gets interesting. My son, who is now 23, I know I've told you about him. He looks like Antonio Banderas in Il Mariachi. And so he's a good-looking kid. But also, people have said you don't look Jewish to him a lot. because they assume everybody looks like Ashkenazi Jews. And during a Passover Seder one year, he was like, he'd already had, this was only a couple years ago because he was over 21. He was like, what was I supposed to do? Just walk around constantly going, Shalom! And the way he did it.
That would be hilarious. Oh my god.
His other siblings fell off their chairs and because they're picturing, here is Ivor just walking around like, and he puts his hands in the air like he's just supposed to be like Tevye and Fiddler on the Roof walking around yelling shalom so people.
Yes, that is what we think. Which is really funny because the funniest thing is that most of us never actually meet or interact with Orthodox Jewish people on a daily basis, right? So we deal with, we don't even know that we're talking to Jewish people all the time but if you go to New York, then you see that there's just a total difference, right? I think
this
told
actually
you, like,
happened last night. I was in a live. I wasn't on the panel. I was just in the comment section, and a mutual of mine who's also Jewish was on the panel. And a woman there was talking about how she knows Jews because she lives in a Jewish neighborhood, and they're always wearing black, walking to synagogue. And the Jewish woman's like, well, that's not all Jews. You should realize that you're thinking of Hasidic Jews. But we are not a monolith, and so we don't all dress the same. And she was like, no, I know what Jews look like. And she's like, I'm a Jew. I'm telling you that we don't. And she messaged me. She goes, are you hearing the same thing I'm hearing, or am I imagining it? I'm like, no, I don't think she realizes that we have different cultural understanding. She goes, well, it's not a hill I'm willing to die on today. Like, I'm not going to unalive on this hill. I'm just going to let it go. And I'm like, but that's the thing. If you live in a Jewish neighborhood or you're used to seeing a certain type of Jewish persona, you think we all do. I used to have that happen when I worked at Macy's when I was in yeshiva. I had a whole ass family come in and tell me that I wasn't allowed to wear color if I was a Jew because I was wearing like a burgundy, because I look really good in kind of darker fall tones. And so I was wearing this and they're like, well, if you're Jewish, why aren't you just wearing black? And I'm like, what are you talking about? Jews don't just wear black. Well, we see them I'm like, if you're thinking of LA down in La Brea and Beverly, yes, that's a Hasidic neighborhood. So when you see them walking to shul, they're going to wear their shul clothes, which by the way, are the black coats and things like that. But if you notice, the women don't just wear black. We wear color. We're not the Amish. Like, we wear color. Right. No, you don't. And I'm like, I'm an actual Jew standing right in front of you. Like,
thanks for letting me know.
But I'm like, are you Jewish? No. Then how do you know?
That is just wild.
Always cracks me up.
It's wild to me. By the way, Kendall has been muted. She's muted because she's just annoying, and I'm not going to let her change what we're doing here today. It's not about Kendall, not about her Jesus today. All right. Offerings at the Festival of Weeks. On the day of the first fruits, when you offer a grain offering of new grain to the Lord at your festival of weeks, you shall have a holy convocation. You shall not work at your occupations. You shall offer a burnt offering, a pleasing odor to the Lord. 2 young bulls, 1 ram, 7 male lambs a year old. Their grain offering shall be of choice flour mixed with oil, 3/10 of an ephah for each bull, 2/10 for 1 ram, 1/10 for each of the 7 lambs, with 1 male goat to make atonement for you. In addition to the regular burnt offering with its grain offering, you shall offer them and their drink offering. They shall be without blemish. What should we know about the Festival of Weeks?
So the Festival of Weeks is what we would also know as Shavuot. It's one of the 3 pilgrimage festivals that happened at this time. So you would have Hag HaShavuot, which would be what you call the Festival of Weeks, Exodus, like we see it in Exodus and Deuteronomy. Hag HaTzir, which is the Festival of the Harvest, which we see in Exodus, and Yom HaBikurim, which is the Day of the First Fruits, which you just saw here in Numbers. The name Shavuot comes from counting the 7 weeks, or what we call the Omer. We start counting the Omer on Passover to Shavuot, and it is celebrated on the 50th day after Passover, hence where you get the Greek Pentecost. In Rabbinic
Okay.
Judaism, one day in Israel it's celebrated, but in the diaspora it's celebrated for 2 days. It is a agricultural festival marking the wheat harvest. So where we would bring the first fruits, the Bikurim, to the temple in Jerusalem. We find this in Deuteronomy 26. Now, its meaning is the time of the giving of our Torah. So we believe that this is also the time that the Torah was given at Mount Sinai. So what we do is, it's a harvest festival. We eat a whole lot of dairy. We eat a whole lot of dairy stuff, and we stay up all night reading the Torah as a way to honor and observe the Festival of Weeks. Also, like what we call now as Shavuot. But because of the 50th day after Passover, that's where people get Pentecost from. And so it always cracks me up when somebody tells me they're Pentecostal, because I'm like, oh, if you only knew. Also, we will read the book of Ruth because of the harvest imagery, the covenant by choice, and the idea of someone who is from the outside being woven into the tapestry of Judaism. We recall Sinai as a place of life and revelation. And so the Torah itself is never called the day the Torah never says Shavuot is explicitly the Torah was given on that day. That association, however, is like rabbinic theology that links Exodus, Sinai, and covenant as obligation, freedom, and chosen responsibility. I like Shavuot because I make cheesecake. And then we read Ruth and we read the Torah and
That sounds
we
like
stay
a
up all night.
great. That sounds so fun.
The other one we do is on Yom.
That sounds like a Golden Girls episode.
Right? And the other time we do it is Simchat Torah. Simchat Torah is the day we believe we got the actual Torah. And so we stay up all night studying Torah with our family and our friends.
Oh, wow. You know, Christians don't have anything like that. We don't have, I say we because I was a Christian, not that I am. We didn't have any holidays where you stayed up reading the Bible. That's kind of weird.
Blunt rolls and Torah scrolls, Bubba. That's my brother. So what's funny is my brother is actually born on Simchat Torah.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, he's born on Simchat Torah. So like he always talks about that. I was born on the same day the Torah was given. Ha ha ha. Like
that's kind of a cool brag, though, right?
It is kind of a cool brag. Plus, his name means justice. His Hebrew name is Zedek,
cool.
which means justice.
Ooh, that's a good name.
Yeah, Mom names me Hannah and names him Zedek, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, you couldn't have given me a better name?
That's hilarious. Okay, we're going to go ahead and do chapter 29, and then we'll stop there today. Just so you guys know, if we reach the gift goal after we're done with chapter 29, I will go ahead and put a topic up, and we can talk to believers. If we don't meet the gift goal, that's okay. I'll be back tomorrow. Gifts are not expected. They're always appreciated. They are helping me upgrade my equipment. As you can tell, I'm not a ghost anymore, and that's because I was able to get better lighting in here and get the blackout curtains because of your support. So your support actually just goes back into me creating more content for you. So that, it's just you're helping, entertain yourself, I guess, in a way, I guess.
I've got to get better at self promotion. I'm really bad at this. I got to get better at it.
It is hard to do. It really is hard to do. But the fact of the matter is that we provide something for people, and creating things is a form of artwork, no matter how you create. And art deserves to be paid. It does deserve to be paid. I agree.
And it's funny, for everyone else, I say that. You hear me all the time. We pay people for their labor. You see somebody on my panel, toss a coin to your witcher because, we could be doing anything else, but we do this to help the access of public scholarship for the masses. So it shouldn't just be in schools. You should not have to just go to a theological school to have access to public scholarship. So I'm really good about that for everyone else. But then me, I'm just like, no, I'm good.
Okay, listen. You have to tell yourself that every once in a while, I'm just going to say a reminder. Oh, I missed it. Oh, almost made it. Wait. Gosh darn it. Why is it throwing it off screen? What? Okay, wait.
Oh, there
It
it goes.
must be a horrible shot.
Oh, my goodness. I think I caught it.
Oh, there goes another one.
Okay, I got that one. Oh, thanks, Dagda. I don't know why you can't send a gift. That's where I'll pin them. Maybe it'll let you. Let me pin my gift goal, and then maybe it'll let you. I don't know. That's weird. Anyway, yeah. So,
You got to remind. Oh, there it goes.
that was
Bullseye.
like a bullseye. Yes, way to go, David. That was awesome. Okay, we're gonna go through chapter 29. JTP, welcome in. We're in Numbers 29. Okay.
Oh, delightful.
And
the best book.
And what we're doing is we just go through the Bible every Wednesday. I think we're going to, after the new year, we might be changing what day we do this on because Rabbi Bert would like to be here more consistently, and I'd like that too. So we're going to probably see if we can come up with a day that works best for both of us. But we will do chapter 29. We're just looking at the historicity, what the Hebrew says, and leaving all dogma and everything out and just looking at it, for its cultural significance and things like that. So we're in chapter 29. I will start offerings at the Festival of Trumpets. On the first day of the 7th month, you shall have a holy convocation. You shall not work at your occupations. It is a day for you to blow the trumpets, and you shall offer a burnt offering, a pleasing odor to the Lord, 1 young bull, 1 ram, 7 male lambs a year old without blemish. Their grain offering shall be of choice flour mixed with oil, 3/10 of 1 ephah for the bull, 2/10 for the ram, and 1/10 for each of the 7 lambs, with 1 male goat for a sin offering to make atonement for you. These are in addition to the burnt offerings of the new moon and its grain offering, and the regular burnt offering and its grain offering, and their drink offerings according to the ordinance for them, a pleasing odor, and offering by fire to the Lord. By the way, Dagda, GTP,
That's Rosh Hashanah.
Okay, that's Rosh Hashanah. I usually just defer to Rabbi Hana right now, but if you guys have questions or comments or anything, you are more than welcome to chime in,
No,
okay?
I'm just trying to write all this down because I got to make sure I get on this. I got to get the right recipe for God.
Right?
Which I'm
Right
sure-
recipe for God. Yeah, so
Which I'm
this
sure
is Rosh
smells
Hashanah, also known as Yom Teruah. And so the blowing of the trumpets is what we do, is kind of a signal the head of the year. So Rosh Hashanah means head. Rosh meaning head, Hashanah meaning of the year. So the head of the year, so we have 4 New Years in Judaism. We have the Rosh Hashanah, which is the New Year, the head of the year. We have the New Year for the kings. We have a New Year for animals, and we have the New Year for the trees. So we have 4 New Years that happen during the year. It's only that people who are Gentiles really only know about Rosh Hashanah, which is the New Year of the head of the year.
Why do you think that they broke it down to 4 instead of having just like 1 New Year celebration?
Because we try to make sure these things that we are celebrating have different meanings. In fact, hold on a second, and I'll pull up my notes on the. Where is it?
Is that part of the sacredness of the mundane, like the elevation of all?
Partially, the elevation. We're trying to always bring heaven to earth. We're always trying to raise the mundane into the sacred. And so 1 is for kings specifically. And then I like the one for the trees. I think the fact that we honor trees to the point that we give them their own New Year's. And part of it is that we don't treat time as like a flat uniform thing. To us, time is kind of layered. So different parts of life reset on different cycles. So our tradition kind of marks these multiple beginnings, depending on what you're counting. The New Year for people is years and judgment. So that's when we say Jewish New Year, that counts calendar years. Sorry, I had to pull up my notes because I never remember this. The 1st of Nisan is the New Year for our kings and festivals. So that is the years of kings, but they were counted from Nisan, from the beginning of Nisan, not from another month. The cycle of pilgrimage festivals begins here, and it marks the Exodus, not creation, whereas Rosh Hashanah is supposed to be the mark of creation. Then we have Tu B'Shavat, which is the New Year for the trees. And this is because of agricultural tithing, when fruit is considered from a new growing year. Because when you plant something, you can't harvest it for 3 years. So the agricultural year is counted differently than the rest of the year. So when is growing and when does it count as new life? And then our new animal, our Elul, 1st of Elul, is the new year for animals, used to count like for tithing. So each flock needed a cutoff point. What constitutes a year? So it's more about ethical time and economic time. But in Judaism, we don't have a single clock for reality. Humans have moral time, nature has seasonal time, power has political time, and responsibility has accounting time. So
That's
like
cool,
this is why we have the 4. They're interwoven. Torah isn't linear. That's part of it. Torah is woven. It's not just one straight line. And I do like that about it.
I do like that too.
Do you think there's because like this reminds me of like the discussion of like the sort of sacredness of these different facets of life. I wonder if that's the initial sort of prompting for like the sacraments, the 7 sacraments of the Catholic Church, or like in Quakerism, we did a completely different thing, which was we had no sacraments because everything is sacred. And it was the opposite of the Catholics who have sacraments because they think everything is sacred.
Why did I forget you were Quaker too? I still that is wild.
I still largely am. Like my theology is very Quakery. I don't think there's anything wrong with being atheist or a-religious. I don't think God requires recognition. I just think if you live your life the best way that you can to make the world a better place, then you're good. You're in the right group, and that's fine. So that's very Quakery. That's
right. It is very Quakery. I think that people really have a lot of misconceptions about the Quakers, because a lot of people think Quakers are Amish because of Quaker oats, and they and so they don't
that's
really
not
realize.
Him. Although I'm sorry, JTP, I have been known to make that joke. I've been like, I love that Quaker guy. I know it's not, like I know the history of the Quaker Oats, but I do it to my wife occasionally. I'm like, hey, him and I'm like, and by the way, Wilford Brimley and his diabetes, he really loved that oatmeal. That Quaker guy's got something going for him.
Cadbury, though, is Quaker owned. So the Cadbury family is a Quaker family. Fun fact.
Fun fact, then you will know none of their money will ever go to support war, okay? Because Quakers are against
That's true.
Pretty much, yeah.
They're peaceful people. They're peaceful people. Okay. Offerings. Oh, any other questions or commentaries? And did we wrap that little paragraph up?
I wanted to ask, like, I have a very, like, my education like went through this stuff, but I do want to parse out whether it was overly Christianized or not. But like the notion of sacrifice within the Hebrew Bible and the cleansing power of blood, is it just that the life of the animal is in the blood and the blood is therefore cleansing because life itself is cleansing? Like it's more actually about life than the unalivement?
It is an interesting dichotomy because life is in the blood. This is why we're not allowed to eat blood. This is why we have to kosher things. And the blood gets put across the altar as that kind of life enforcement. But we're not allowed to ingest blood because the fact that life resides within the blood.
Huh. But
So
it
when you
is,
kosher meat, let's say I got a roast, what I have to do is make sure there's no remnant of blood in it. So that's where kosher salt comes in. You're supposed to coat your roast in kosher salt because the salt will draw out any remnants of blood left over before you go to cook it.
and do you rinse it like from the
Oh
kosher
yeah,
salt?
then you rinse it. Then you rinse it.
Right. Okay. So it is that there's actually an element of using life to make something sacred or holy or set it
Mhm.
aside. Okay.
To set it to be separated.
Okay. That makes sense. Sorry, I don't mean to keep detracting, but
No,
You're
I
not.
mean we've
You're
been
not.
talking
That
about
is
all
what
kinds
we
of crazy
do.
stuff today.
Just so you know, JTP, that's what we do on Non-Believers Bible Study. We read a few chapters and we discuss while we go. We ask the questions we want to know. And whenever I can, like Rabbi Hannah joins me or Rabbi Bert joins me. And then when they're not here, I do have Tanakh study Bible and stuff. So that's what we do. We ask the questions.
yeah.
I like the it's funny the way you say that. Yeah.
That was funny.
Um,
Okay.
yeah.
All right, let's go to offerings on the Day of Atonement. On the 10th day, I should read like Joel reads Bible, but I can't do the voices he does. It would be so much more interesting if I could, though. On the 10th day of this 7th month, you shall have a holy convocation and deny yourselves. You shall do no work. You shall offer a burnt offering to the Lord, a pleasing odor, 1 bull, 1 ram, 7 male lambs, a year old. They shall be without blemish. Their grain offering shall be of choice flour mixed with oil, 3/10 of an ephah for the bull, 2/10 for the 1 ram, 1/10 for each of the 7 lambs, with 1 male goat for a sin offering, in addition to the sin offering of atonement and the regular burnt offering and its grain offering and their drink offerings.
Now this is
By the
Yom
way-
Kippur.
Okay, Yom Kippur.
Yom Kippur, yep.
See, I wouldn't be able
The
to
Day of
track
Atonement.
it. I'd be the most useless priest on the planet. They'd be like, "What are we supposed to have?" I'm like, I don't know. Just throw some stuff on there. It's fine. I don't know.
4 turtle doves, 3 French.
Get that partridge. Get that partridge. Get it over here.
It's something like that. Maybe
So
2 lambs. I don't remember.
So the without blemish, I wanted to get Rabbi's perspective on this for a second. So
Mhm.
my theory is that Jesus is then presented as sinless because he's obviously going to have physical blemishes from getting the ever-loving shit beat out of him.
Mhm.
So would then the lack of blemish be somehow transmuted to like a spiritual thing in the New Testament? I know New Testament is not necessarily like your bag, but like I just wonder
No.
if
And part of it is because you cannot take on someone else's sin. So that's kind of the first place why, as Jews, we don't recognize Jesus as the Messiah. It's because you cannot sacrifice yourself for someone else's sin. You cannot take on someone else's sin. So that's the first part. 2, we don't do human sacrifice would be considered
so have I.
disgusting in the eyes of God. And then 3rd, of course, is you would have to be without blemish. And that does mean physical blemish on both the outside and the inside. So let us say, like right now, I'm going to use shechting, which is the kosher butchering of an animal. Part of the way an animal is kosher is it has to be raised a certain way. Like you can't have industrial farming for a kosher animal. It has to be raised with grace and love and free range and things like that, because it's supposed to have the best life you can provide it. Now, let us say that once the animal is shecht or has been butchered, and you're going through the internal organs, because that's what you have to do, and you find something internally that's a blemish, a cyst or a tumor or something, it is no longer kosher. So it can't. Not only is there no blemish on the outside, it has to have no blemish on the inside.
Is there something about Second Temple period Judaism or something that would make Christians who originally were Jewish like kind of toss, like sort of reinvent these rules, like these laws, in a way that would apply, because like that's clearly what they're doing, is they're reinterpreting everything to make this fit. But I'm wondering why they would even do that, like if there was any precedent at all for kind of thinking this way, or if this was just off the wall like innovation.
It has, to me, it feels like it is something that is retroactively fitted to the idea of the sacrifice of Jesus. That it is looked backward and went, hey, this ends up kind of lining up with this idea. If we call Jesus the Lamb, then we can retrofit the idea of him being the ultimate sacrifice. But I don't think that necessarily the understanding that you couldn't do any of that in Jewish practice was something that was widely, I mean, it should have been widely known, but by the time the writers are writing this, maybe not so much.
Okay, yeah, because that's my feeling too, is like they're trying to understand how it is the person they think is the Messiah or a Messiah, or, you know, is this person, how can this person be unalived? What purpose could that serve? And it seems like they're trying to interpret it in light of sacrificial culture, that by the time they're writing it wouldn't make sense because there wasn't a temple or any of that. And Paul doesn't develop it very much. And so, you know, it's not until the later writing. So that's kind of my sense too, is they're looking backward and trying to find a way to make the Hebrew Bible kind of work with it, and are willing to kind of, I guess, mess with the rules a little bit to get there. Okay.
And I understand, you know, you want to show that, I mean, salvation is not a thing in Judaism. So you're trying to, you know, have this idea that everyone is communally saved by this one act. Or in Judaism, the only way to atone or tshuva is on a personal level. You have to tshuva for yourself. I cannot take on and say, well, my wife did something, and so I wish to take on that for her. We cannot do that.
Right, that makes sense. And I have to wonder about the, like, taking on, because Hebrews is really the one, ironically named, is really the one I think that does a lot of the, like, atonement once for all stuff, whereas Paul talks about it as just providing a way for Gentiles to participate. I don't feel like he talks about it the way in Hebrews they do, where it's like, this is now a sacrifice that's once for all. And Paul's just kind of saying, like, this is just a door that's opened for Gentiles to also be included in the blessedness of God. So I think it is like a pretty late, like, perspective, that the further detached we got from Judaism, that the more comfortable we were kind of messing with their stuff.
Pardon me, I have to step away for a minute.
Okay, no problem. When she comes back, JTP will have her answer your question, but I'll just do a quick commercial for myself right here and now. Hey, you guys, thank you so much for 17,000 likes. I really appreciate it. My goal is always 100,000 likes. So if we could do a little more tapping, I'd really appreciate that. I will be finishing up chapter 29 unless we reach our gift goal. Now, I know you can't see, for some of you, the gift goal until I pin it. So I'll try to remember to pin it throughout the live for you, but it only lets me pin every so often. Sorry about that. And I don't want to change it because we're almost halfway through the gift goal. So I want to make sure that we stay on that one, since other people have already done that. We are in Numbers chapter 29 right now. And, you know, I thought of something. Last week, I want to say, Rabbi Bert was talking to us about a Talmudic story of Kamsa and Bar Kamsa. And it's found in Gittin 55b and 56a. It is a classic rabbinic explanation for the destruction of the Second Temple. And the reason why I'm bringing this up, now this is midrashic rabbinic historiography, not biblical narrative. Okay, I want to make that very clear. Okay, here's what it is. A wealthy man in Jerusalem planned a banquet and intended to invite his friends. Kamsa, by mistake, His enemy, Bar Kamsa, was invited instead. When the host saw Bar Kamsa at the banquet, he publicly humiliated him and demanded he leave. Even after Bar Kamsa offered to pay for his own meal, pay for half the banquet, and pay for the entire banquet, the host refused. The rabbis said nothing. This silence is crucial. Bar Kamsa leaves humiliated and furious. So Bar Kamsa decides, since the rabbis were present and did not protest, they must agree. He goes to the Roman emperor and he tells him, the Jews are rebelling against you. To test this, the emperor sends an animal offering to be sacrificed in the Jerusalem temple, a political loyalty test. On the way, Bar Kamsa deliberately makes a tiny blemish in the animal. Here's the key detail. The blemish is minor, and according to Roman standards, it's acceptable. According to Jewish sacrificial law, halakha, it is invalid. So the priests face a dilemma: refuse the sacrifice and insult Rome, or accept the sacrifice and violate the Torah. The rabbis debate: should we accept it for the sake of peace? Should we kill Bar Kamsa to prevent him from reporting back? And they do neither. Rabbi Zechariah ben Avkulas insists on strict legal purity. If we allow this, people will think blemish sacrifices are permitted. His excessive legal scrupulosity wins. The sacrifice is rejected. Catastrophe. The emperor interprets the rejection as rebellion. Rome responds with force. Jerusalem is destroyed and the second temple falls. So it is a story that is told to explain, like what happened. It is not historical. It is not, it is a rabbinic teaching, but that is how serious they took a blemish, JTP, on the sacrifice.
Very much so. Yeah.
I like that. I like that. That's cool, and I'm glad to know it. I don't like that, I don't want to say, oh, I love that.
Yeah.
The temple got destroyed.
No. But I wanted to share that with you because I had just learned that from Rabbi Burt, and I was like, oh, this kind of goes with the question he's asking. You know what I mean? I thought it was a good point.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, yeah, so sorry. I had to help my mom with her pills.
That's okay. You're back now, so you go ahead. JTP, you had a question for her, and you guys can continue now.
No, it was just that it was I think that probably as time went on and we got more distant from Judaism, that it seems that they got more comfortable playing fast and loose, where, Paul didn't seem to be quite that comfortable. He seemed to see it more as just opening a way for Gentiles to do their thing within a more Jewish context and have access to God's blessing that way. But by the time you get to like Hebrews and some of those later texts, they seem to lean more into that sacrificial understanding and just kind of maybe be more comfortable with ignoring the complications of it. But I don't know. It's they may have just picked and chosen based on what seemed to make sense at the time.
Yeah, unfortunately, I wish I could be the one to help you with that, but yeah, that's a little out of my wheelhouse.
Okay, let's move on to verse 12, offerings at the festival of booths. On the 15th
This is Sukkot.
day of the Sukkot.
Sukkot.
Okay. On the 15th day of the 7th month, you shall have a holy convocation. You shall not work at your occupations. You shall celebrate a festival to the Lord 7 days. You shall offer burnt offering, an offering by fire, pleasing odor to the Lord, 13 young bulls, 2 rams, 14 male lambs a year old. They shall be without blemish. Their grain offering shall be of choice flour mixed with oil, 3/10 of an ephah for each of the 13 bulls, 2/10 for each of the 2 rams, and 1/10 for each of the 14 lambs. Also 1 male goat for a sin offering, in addition to the regular burnt offering, its grain offering, and its drink offering. Now, it's going to start going through the days, it looks like. Do you want me to go ahead and read the whole festival of booths and then we could talk about it, Rabbi, or should I stop for a minute?
Sure, no, yeah, that's completely fine.
Okay,
Yeah, that's completely
I'll read
fine.
through then. and then we'll discuss. On the second day, 12 young bulls, 2 rams, 14 male lambs, a year old without blemish, with the grain offering and the drink offerings for the bulls, for the rams, and for the lambs, as prescribed in accordance with their number. Also, 1 male goat for a sin offering, in addition to the regular burnt offering and its grain offering and their drink offerings. On the third day, 11 bulls, 2 rams, 14 male lambs, a year old without blemish, with the grain offering and the drink offerings for the bulls, for the rams, and the lambs, as prescribed in accordance with their number. Also, 1 male goat for a sin offering, in addition to the regular burnt offering and its grain offering and its drink offering. On the fourth day, 10 bulls, 2 rams, 14 male lambs, a year old without blemish, with the grain offering and the drink offerings for the bulls, for the rams, and for the lambs, as prescribed in accordance with their number. Also, 1 male goat for a sin offering, in addition to the regular burnt offering, its grain offering, and its drink offering. On the fifth day, 9 bulls, 2 rams, 14 male lambs, a year old without blemish, with the grain offering and the drink offerings for the bulls, for the rams, and for the lambs, as prescribed in accordance with their number. Also, 1 male goat for a sin offering, in addition to the regular burnt offering and its grain offering and its drink offering. On the sixth day, 8 bulls, 2 rams, 14 male lambs, a year old without blemish, with the grain offering and the drink offerings for the bulls, for the rams, and for the lambs, as prescribed in accordance with their number. Also, 1 male goat in a sin offering, in addition to the regular burnt offering, its grain offering, and its drink offerings. On the seventh day, 7 bulls, 2 rams, 14 male lambs, a year old without blemish, with the grain offering and the drink offerings for the bulls, for the rams, and for the lambs, as prescribed in accordance with their number. Also, 1 male goat for a sin offering, besides the regular burnt offering, its grain offering, and its drink offering. On the 8th day, you shall have a solemn assembly. You shall not work at your occupations. You shall offer a burnt offering, an offering by fire, a pleasing odor to the Lord. 1 bull, 1 ram, 7 male lambs, a year old without blemish, and the grain offering and the drink offerings for the bull, for the ram, and for the lambs, as prescribed in accordance with their number. Also, 1 male goat for a sin offering, in addition to the regular burnt offering and its grain offering and its drink offering. These you shall offer to the Lord at your appointed festivals, in addition to your votive offerings and your free will offerings, as your burnt offerings, your grain offerings, your drink offerings, and your offerings of well-being. So Moses told the Israelites everything, just as the Lord had commanded Moses. He had such a good memory.
Yeah, so this is Sukkot. Also, what you've heard me affectionately call Nomadic Hut Awareness Week.
Okay.
So this is where we actually dwell inside of our sukkah, what we call a sukkah. So, or a sukkah. So it's a layered kind of paradox pilgrimage festival in the Torah. It comes from Leviticus 23:43, so that your generations may know that I made the Israelites dwell in Sukkot when I brought them out of Egypt. So for 7 days, we create this sukkah, which is almost like a building that we construct. It's made out of 4 sides, and then 1 side, or 3 sides and 1 side is open, and then it has palm fronds as the top, the top of it. It has to be open to the sky. That's why you have the palm fronds, is so that you can look to the sky. And then it is gathered from plant matter, and it has to be temporary. The 4 species that then we do, it's not necessarily like nostalgia, but it's a theology that is enacted then with kind of lumber and leaves. So what we end up doing is we take what is known as a lulav, which is a type of palm. We mix it with willow and myrtle into almost like a bouquet type thing. And then we have an etrog, which is basically a citron. And we also call it Shake Your Lemon at God Day, because we actually shake these things together, but we're doing so at the four corners of the earth to thank God for the harvest, to remind us of how we resided in these kind of temporary dwellings. None of them are sufficient on their own. They have to come together. And the archaeological layer is that it's after the harvest is complete. Granaries are full. The wine has been pressed. Oil is stored. And the Torah says, leave your solid house. Sit in this fragile hut. Remember hunger while surrounded in abundance. Remember how you were hungry. And this is kind of anti-triumphant. And it's also a part of like kind of the wilderness theology. We aren't talking about a moment of escape like we do during Passover. We aren't talking about a moment of law like we do in Shavuot, but middle of where we don't know where we're going. We have like the mirroring of our cloud-covered camp, our vulnerability as a body of people, and our unroofed covenant, our place where we are in flux. We have left Egypt. We don't know where we're going, and we're kind of in. The rabbi said, whoever do not see the joy of water drying has never seen joy in their life. This is from Tractate Sukkah 5. And so this is why we have like water libation rituals. Nighttime rejoicing has become part of it. And a lot of people will just sit there and eat in the sukkah as a way to remember it. And we do that every year. We build this sukkah and we do it. And it's also supposed to remind us that wealth fades. It is not truth. We celebrate knowing that our wealth fades, that structures collapse, and our breath is brief. Our life is brief. So the sukkah speaks to that, to the temporariness of life and the fragility of wealth, that anything at any moment could be taken from us. So we are supposed to honor what we have in the moments that we have it.
That's cool. That's really good. I really like those kind of lessons that you get from your scripture. Well, I have to say, I'm really glad we're done with that portion of Numbers. It bores me.
Oh,
and
Numbers
I'm
is,
just
yeah,
not
it's
into
not
all the animal slaughter.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we're going to
Numbers
be getting
is
into
a boring.
something. It is. It's boring, huh? We're going to get into something cool next week, though. We're going to talk about how women don't own their own vows.
This is true.
Vows.
Yes, that's going to be exciting.
Yeah.
That's super exciting.
Y'all
to
know how I love the patriarchy and the misogyny of the Bible. So
you? No.
Zeke, we are studying the Bible. I don't know many books that are called the Bible other than that thing, you know. But you don't have to believe in something to study something. You know, I don't believe in the Greek gods or anything like that, and I like to learn about them too. So yeah.
I also am not a believer in the Greek gods, but I love the story of Hades and Persephone. And I love the story of Psyche and Eros. So, yeah, I don't think one has to be a believer to enjoy or to want to understand something more.
Yeah, I can't even imagine. Just you should only. This was the thing that drove me crazy about audience relevancy that always gets brought up in some lives. They're like, it wasn't written for you. I was like, if you can only read books that were written explicitly for you, you're going to have a very small library, if one at all.
Small.
Yeah, because most people don't write books for you. So it's like, just read the damn books, man. It's all right. It's all right, you know?
But if you mean the translation, I believe that Crystal is using the NRSVUE, the New Revised Standard Version Updated Edition.
I unfortunately don't have the updated edition, but it is the NRSV. I just don't have the updated edition.
Yeah, it's good. It'll work. It'll pass.
Yeah.
It's good enough for government.
It was on sale. I
I
had
mean,
thrown away my Bible, which I wouldn't have liked the translation I had anyway. And it was on sale when I decided I wanted a Bible again. And so I bought it, and it was only $25 or whatever. And I knew it wasn't the updated edition, but I was like, yeah, I'll look up.
no,
the
I
Hebrew
mean,
when
that's
need to,
still
right?
a good addition.
Yeah.
That is still very much a good addition.
We should do a shitty Bible Shabbat and get like a copy of the Amplified Bible or something like that, and just
The ESV, the NIV.
and just have me and Hannah just like walk through it and rage at it. Use our anger to support your life.
Like,
Oh God,
what
what is
is
that?
this? Yeah, exactly.
This
What is
from the
that?
What is
70s.
happening here?
It is the way. Okay. It is
What
the
is the way?
Living
What
Bible.
is that?
It's the Living Bible.
Oh no, not the Living Bible. Oh my heart. Oh my heart. Oh, it
It's
makes
so
my back
funny
hurt.
too. The pictures in it are so funny. That's the best part of it. They're so like 70s, where they
Is it
all
like a
the
hippie Bible? What is this?
Yes, it is definitely the hippie Bible. See the guy playing the guitar?
Oh, see, this is kind of like this is
These
kind
are
of like
historically
Jesus Christ
accurate
Superstar.
pictures.
It's historically accurate pictures, you
Yeah.
guys.
This is David was a bro playing on the lyre. He was,
Right?
he was like, anyway, here's Wonderwall, and like Saul was like going to sleep.
There's a picture of a
holy cow.
giant slide in there, and that was probably like what they used to get down from Mount Sinai. Like, come on, guys.
I was going to say Jacob's ladder was actually a slide, a curly slide.
Okay, there you go.
Um,
Anyway, we are done
we'll
with Bible
I'll
study
I'll be more
today.
useful.
Yes.
I was going to say I'll be
it's-
more useful with New Testament. But yeah.
Yeah, and I will eventually one day get there, probably when I'm 72. But when we get there, JTP, that will be very helpful. I appreciate that. Because I have taken forever to get through the Old Testament. I'm not even going to tell you guys how long I have had this show, the Non-Believers Bible Study. It's because I skipped weeks so many times.
And also, you're not even done with the Hebrew text. After all this, you still got to get into the prophets and the writings. And
Yes. Actually, those are more interesting to me, though. And so I'll be, more into that. That will be that will make me want to get up and go, okay, I want to go read about that this week. We're going to talk about that, So I already have a lot
Will
of
we hit the
tabs.
Deuterocanon? Will we hit the Deuterocanon too? And just
Uh-huh. And I've got lots of tabs in Deuteronomy. I've got lots of, I'm excited about what's to come. There was just not a lot of tabs that I had put in Numbers. Numbers bores me too much, I guess. Anyway, you guys, I am done for the day unless we hit the gift goal. I'm going to see if I can pin it real quick. If we hit the gift goal, I will put a conversation topic up and I will stay live for at least another hour. And if we don't, that's okay too. I just appreciate all of you. I don't have the thing. Ah! Did I get it? I did not. And that's okay. I will be live again tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific time. And I'm on baby watch right now. So if you don't know that, my daughter-in-law is pregnant. So if for some reason I don't go live for a while, it's because, I head out to Texas to go see the grandbaby. But in the new year, I will be live Monday through Friday. And then on Sundays, I will be doing Decon Q&A with CrystalJae. It will be back. I haven't booked any recently because I am on baby watch and I don't want to have to cancel on one of my creator friends. Their time is very valuable and I don't want to book a time slot with them and then have to cancel last minute. So I'll start doing Decon Q&A with CrystalJae right after the new year. You guys, thank you so much for being here today. Thank you for 21,000 likes. Thank you for the shares. Rabbi Hannah, thank you so much. I really appreciate
It is always a pleasure.
You're just amazing. Is there somebody we can raid right now? Is Trust But Verify still live?
He should be.
All right.
But yeah, thanks
Let's
for
go
having me up.
raid.
Appreciate it.
JTP, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. And you guys have a wonderful day. Let's go raid Trust But Verify, whether you're on TikTok or YouTube. He is Trust But Verify. Head over there, tell him Crystal Raid, and I will see you around the mean streets of TikTok and YouTube. Goodbye, everybody.
Babies are 6 months old now. Sorry. Maybe eventually down the road when I have grandkids, but none of my kids are even engaged, or like only one's like really dating. But anyway, so they have these little, I like the glass on this one. Like some of them like are little, I just think this is pretty glass on this one as well. So I think it's free shipping on this one. This has been a big seller for me. It is free shipping. It may get here before the holidays. For me, it's saying it'll be here between the 22nd and the 27th. I think this is wood. This feels a little bit more plasticky. But so you can use any candle. Yes, you can use any candle, Zena. Yep. Is that a gold or a rose gold? It's a gold. It's a gold. This is more like a copper. Let me try to adjust my lighting in here. Hold on. That's not really helping. I'm trying to, sometimes like the light, let me try to put it as bright as it can. That's about what it looks like. I think that's a fair assessment of it. This is a little bit lighter than it looks like here. Like this makes it look more rose gold. It's more, it's a lot lighter. Yes, and you can adjust, it's still lighter than it looks like on my light right now. Yeah, you can adjust here on this. You can adjust it higher or lower. So you can shut it off. You know, if you have an older person too who lives alone and likes the smell of candles, but you don't trust your mom or your auntie or your grandmother burning candles anymore, like this will shut off automatically after 2, 4, 8 hours. So it makes your candles last longer too. So that's this one. It has there's one that comes with a black base as well. But I think of a lot of the ones I've seen, I do like this. Hi, Kim. Thank you for your purchase. I do like the glass on this one. I do like the glass on that one. Can we get rid of the person that's just putting letters like that